So right now I am bulk loading. As you can see, I just loaded 10 rolls of Fomapan 100 ISO bulk film. Let me show you its canister. Wait a second. Okay, so the canister come like this as a box. So you open it in dark. Inside of this box you are going to find the film as a one piece, a 30-meter roll like this. A roll. I'm just using this paper tape as, you know, showing the film. So inside of this black plastic, the film is like this. It comes like this. You open it up in dark. You unfold it. Then I can't show you how exactly this works since the film is inside and I don't want to agitate it to any sort of light source, but you should put the film inside of this compartment here in this bulk loading machine, bulk loading tank, like this, like the film will be come out from here like this. You can like watch some other sort of videos where you can see how bulk loading works to see how these tanks are like made. They are like inner pieces, compartments, stuff like that. I'm not going to show that in this video. I'm just going to show how I bulk load. So let me clear this space up a little bit real quick. This is just an empty box at this point. So to loading it, I hope the light is good. I'm not very sure, but I hope you can at least see a little bit. First of all, I just cut a little piece of paper about like 5 centimeters or so. You will going to see why. Then on here I have some empty canisters where I can use for bulk loading. Okay, so I'm taking one empty canister like this, and then I'm opening this place up. Because of the compartment here is like this, the door here, which protects the entire bulk film inside of that compartment, is light sealed because that door hatch is closed. Anyway, so first of all, okay, this angle is good actually. First of all, you take this film. Don't forget that this door hatch is still closed, but just take it out just a little bit like this. Then, first of all, you make this part much straight, much evenly. Yeah, that should be it. Then you take this 5 centimeter roll. Don't forget, look at this. 1, 2. Actually, it's more than 2, but that's fine. You put it like this. Okay, that's fine. Then like this, this part is here. Then only thing you do is close one side. It's too big. Too big. Yes. Close one side, Murphy law. Close other side, and that should be totally fine. And yeah, wait a second. Yep, see how it goes in there, like okay, don't forget there is something which is very important on this step, which is, see, there are two thread, I don't know if they are called like this in English, but these notches, they need to touch these bracket holes inside. Without this, you will not going to hear any clicks, like, so you wouldn't be guessing how many frames you rolled inside of that canister at the end. So you close this main door like this, then seeing this notch here, I don't know if you can see or not, you basically turn this notch counterclockwise, so it came just a little into this main door. It closes. Now we know that basically the main door is closed. It is totally light sealed, and inside we have the inner door hatch open. So this way we can now roll our film from our main cassette to the canister we just taped in. For doing this properly, you need to make a certain amount of pressure to the both sides, since it can pretty easily can get loose, and you will like lose that clicking noise. Actually, this doesn't work really good on me, the machine itself, so I don't know if it will click or not. On these 10 rolls, I had like 2 rolls which didn't click at all, so I basically blindfoldly rolled them, and 8 of them were like really nice. So yeah, let's start. Again, I'm using pressure like this, and began clicking, and I'm going to just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20, 30, 36, 38, yeah, 39. So why 39? Why not 36, since one 35mm canister gives you 36 frames out of a canister. So as you can see before, like, we actually agitated some frames while taping that film into the canister, right? So you basically lose a couple of frames in the end of the roll, so you basically end up not having those last frames, last 2 or 3 frames. That's why I'm basically like loading 36 frames plus 2 or 3 blank frames. That's why. So then you turn this hatch clockwise and you lock the inner door, then you are okay to open this canister. Opa. Then you can Yes, just like this. Here we have our bulk loaded cassette. I hope it didn't. Yes, we are still having some visuals. It's still on, recorded. Nice. So yes, now I'm going to continue on bulk loading my films since I have 11 roll right now. It means that I still have like 7 or 8 roll load of film inside of this compartment, which make us buying one 30 meter bulk film just like this. Like it can be Formafan 100. This time I'm using a Formafan 100. It is one of my favorite ISO speed films, and since this Formafan doesn't have any halation layers like old films, it acts really nice. I also use it with a Barnack Leica, which is a very old lens mount plus camera design, so using it with a old school film stock is really nice for my taste, so that's why I'm using it. And since it is one of the two bulk films that you can only buy it here in Turkey, one is Formafan 100, the other is Formafan 400 ISO film, and Formafan 400 have some not very nice user reviews, so I never tried that one. I really like using it. So basically, by getting one of these 30 meter bulk films, you usually get 19 rolls of 35 millimeter 36 exposure films, which makes me shoot for another like 4 months or so. Yeah, so well, hello. On this video, I want to show you how to load a Barnack Leica, especially 1951 Leica IIIF with a black dial. This is my, let's do that, my daily shooter, a workhorse. I got this in a very different circumstance. I got it as a 21st birthday gift from a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. And when I inspected this camera, I found out that there was a special scratched engraving inside of this camera. I will like include a picture right now. It was telling DN573 or something like that. And further investigation about that tag, I found out that this specific camera have been used at a Swedish newspaper called Dagens Nyheter. Excuse my accent. So that is basically translated to like daily newspaper. That is a very major newspaper on Sweden. It found out in like, if I'm not mistaken, at like 20th century, something like this. Yeah, so I really like this camera. It didn't came with any old LTM glass, sadly. This is Industar 10, a Soviet copy, which I attached some original thrift find lights filter on it. As you can see, it is a FED Industar 10, which is a Elmar copy lens, but actually I don't quite like using this one especially. I'm gonna show you why later on. So let's just, load this thing. First of all, going to need a film.
to load it. Actually, to properly load this camera, you need to cut this film into a special shape. This film trim, it's not very good to use these normal trims on these cameras normally. As you can see, wait a second, let me try to find that. I have a special trimmer for that Leica, that sort of Barnack Leica. Yes, I found it. It is a 3D printed one, but it does the job. I mean, you can load this thing up with this machine by trimming it off with some sort of knife, blade, anything sharp really. But I'm not going to do this today. The thing I'm going to do, let's put off these VO. The thing I'm going to do is load by not cutting it, which is a special method. First of all, let's change it to 13 slow speed dial, and here I'm going to set the camera on the T mode. Now you're going to see why I did that just now. And let me show you that. This is the close position of the camera. As you can see, it's on like zu. It means close in German. And I'm going to make this arrow to auf while turning it counterclockwise like this. Auf means open. And I'm going to open this up real quick. So after doing this, I'm going to take this take-up spool. Remember, it's on here, film is here. It also shows you how to load the camera up in this little marking window. Let me just, it's always nice to just clean a bit up your equipment. Okay, anyways. Now I'm going to press the button. As you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, but the curtain stay open because it's not on B mode, it's in T mode. To be able to close the shutter curtain, all I need to do is switching it, the slow speed dial from T to another position. I'm gonna cock the mechanism again and put it to T. Wait a second. Yes, T. Press the button. It's in open position. Now, I'm going to put the camera like this. Open this like that. Now I'm going to put the film just like this to inside, right? Then as you can see, let me create a little tension here. Hope. It has crumbled inside, yes, but I managed to fix it. Yeah, it does look nice. Okay, let's close this up. Close position. Now everything is fine, but I need to put a lens on it. I'm going to put the Jupiter 8. This is a Zeiss Sonar design. It is actually a M39 mount lens, but it has been calibrated for my Leica. Voila, it's just now it's loaded, but now for seeing how it acts. Sorry, now seeing how it acts, we are going to cock it, see how this rewind dial is turning counterclockwise. That means our roll is moving from this point to here. Here, where is our take-up spool is located, and this means like this camera have been loaded up properly without trimming off our film for Barnack Leicas. Yeah, normally when you load a 35mm canister like this, you often get 36 frames of exposures, but not on this one. The reason I'm not getting like normal is because that I have been bulk loaded this roll, and this was the last roll I loaded in my darkroom, and it got probably 6 or 7 frames inside. Right now in my fridge, my chemical solutions, diluted chemicals on bottles, sorry, they are getting colder because it is extremely hot. Right now it is an extremely hot August day, and I'm waiting till they get 20 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to try this and have some frames just for testing. I'm going to show you the result. Let me show you. This is actually 19 roll of freshly loaded Fomapan 100 ISO film. Just 1 hour ago. Uploaded them. Now let's use some frames, test frames, and then they'll look them together. My view is actually nice. Kinda. Let me take some pictures with it. I'm going to put Studio. Not going to use any light meter in my phone at this point, since the sun is pretty obvious. I'm going to use Sunny 16. Yep. 200 of a second. F11. Should be pretty good. Maybe one stop overexposing it. Yeah. And of course, zone focusing. Also, I'm holding my hand in front of the lens, since we have a clutch shutter, guys. You have to be careful. 2, 1. I want to use my 35 or so. 1 frame later. This should be pretty fine, but let me f5.6. Not zone focusing this time. Yes. And 30 of a second. That should covered a lot. Let me... Yes, this will be 3, 2, 1. Yes, sir. I just put my LTM Voigtlander Color Scopar 35mm f 2.5. It's clean. Yep. Now I will go to some different balconies on my house and shoot some more landscapes. Yes, at the Golden Hour, baby. So as you can see, it won't move anymore. Okay, as you can see, it won't move anymore, so I'm going to rewind it. As to rewind, you need to first this one up on the rewind position, then yes. Right, let's take back our film. Yes. Let me show you. Opa. What can I say? It was a test film. It was too less, but it just, these shots are boring. It's just my, like, playing my balcony. Yeah, so I'm going to keep the other rolls for some decent shots. Now let's develop these rolls. Yes. This was our test roll. Now I'm going to put this film into the development tank. But this needs to be done in total darkness. Although I can show you what I'm going to do with this dummy canister and something. So I'm going to put some like logo icon, something else, something like that to like show this place is like in total darkness right now, in like theoretically. you need to remember and visualize where everything is located in total dark. That does need some practice, but at the end you'll learn it. So you're gonna need something like this, a can opener. You basically open this up like this. I'll basically throw it out to the floor at that point. Then you're going to have a film roll like this, taped because I bulk load, as I mentioned like 20 times before. Then you have your film like this. At that point, because I use a thing like this, I just throw it inside. Then cut the leader. Take the film. I put my, wait a second. I put these film leaders, I don't know their names, sorry about it, like this position. Let me show you. Every time, like this, see? It's located like 4 o'clock, so I can find the spot where it starts very easily by holding it like this. Remember, it's like still total dark. Taking the film like this, putting it, yes, then I gently try to take back. It's like locked, that means it's totally fine. I then use my 2 fingers like this because the can at that point really you can, you know, like the end can mess the thing a little bit up. Anyways, I start to load it like this. I again trim it like this. Then again, so the end is inside too. It's open already here, this tank. I put it all the way down. Then I would another one and put it on top of it so it won't come up when I load it with like some water or stuff like that. Then you turn it clockwise and you hear a click. That means it's closed. Now it's light tight, but you can pour liquid in and out without any problems. Okay, so I prepared literally everything. My dilutions are all 20 degrees Celsius. Let me put this off. Clean it. Okay, my developer is quite different than the usual. So normally, people use film developers such as IIIF and stuff like that. But I also used IIIF with good results. The thing is, I reuse
my chemicals. And with ID11 it's quite hard to maintain a decent level of quality on your negative. So then let it sit in that for a little bit, just 1 minute. So then I was also, I had an enlarger, so I had some paper developers called Ilford PQ Universal, PQ Universal, its name is this. So I have found out that that developer can be used also with any sort of negative, like sheet film and stuff like that. But yeah, most of the people don't use this. Although I am very pleased by the results, since Fomapan 100 is a low contrast film, and this developer is kind of aggressive. You will find out how I develop it. So I have my trusty Casio watch, which I can see the minutes. So normally for Fomapan 100 film, you need to develop it in like 20 degrees Celsius in 7 minutes, right? So, and like each minute, a 10-second of agitation is fine. But when I do 10-second agitation in 7 minutes, let me pour that out. It's just yep, 4 10:30 I'm going to take it. So that means 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let me take this. But yep. When I did 10 seconds of agitation, they all come out pretty badly distorted in regards of contrast. So later on, I tried to decrease the time by like half a minute or so, and I agitated only 3 seconds per minute. That way, as for my taste, I'm just like speaking personally, I had the best results, and by each dilution I make, I can use it until like 2 or 3 months with like 10 or 20 roll of film, which is a huge pro for me. Maybe on the comments some people will going to tell bad things about this setup or so. I'm not saying everybody should use this as a setup, but wait a minute, it's 1, 2, 3. Yes. This is not for everyone. If you want some clinical results, then it's fine, but this is clinical for me. For my eyes, it's fine. You are going to see the results. I'm very pleased by the results of these reused chemical dilutions. My fixer, it's like 6 months old or something like that, maybe 4. My stop is like, Ilfo stop is like 6 months old actually. I'm actually, wait a minute, I'm just gonna shake it one more time, then I'll tell you. Okay, so, but since I don't know how stale these are, I already like store them in a nice environment, dark, humid, and like
I use the stop pad for 2 or 3 minutes and the fixer for 7 to 10 minutes. That way I get no better results. The thing I care for most is between each different bed I soak this thing like 4 or 5 times with water. So I rinse it. That way you don't mix the chemicals up, and that's how you manage to store them properly. Since they doesn't get mixed, they don't get stale. I mean, Ilford, Kodak, they're going to, of course they're going to say that some like expired dates and stuff like that, but I mean, if you are not very beginner and if you have your own setup like this, why not try it? Why not give a chance? You know, it can be a huge difference for you, for your budget. You can shoot more, I don't know, you can spend that money on other stuff, but it's all personal. I'm just showing you how I do this, like not the proper like way to do it. So yeah, keep that on mind. 1.5 minutes. Then stop pad, then fixer. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3. Since I don't use any gloves, do not do this. Even though I don't touch the dilution, it's always nice to just wash, rinse your hands off every time you touch that tank off. Anyway, it's the time. Okay, so 5-second more agitation and we are fine. Let's put it up again. As you can see, the color, it's Coca-Cola right now. Okay, we have it. We put this up. See, first time it will be a lot of color. Seeing that color, yes. We need to add it. I'm gonna make this repeat on like 4 or 5 times. Very quick. Actually, if you don't have any stop pad, just use normal water. I have it, that's why I'm using it. Okay, this will be 3. Last time. Not 4, I'm gonna make 5. Yeah, just to be sure. See how I'm turning it? So if there are any dilution left here on the edges, it's still going to be gone. Let the water off. Okay, this is enough. See how clear it is? We have no chemical residue inside right now. Now it's time for the stop pad. Just pour it up. What time is it? It's like, okay, 12. Half. Just 1 minute is enough for this. I tried 1 minute before, it will be fine, totally fine. Yes, that was
little bit too much. Yep. Then just agitate very gently. Pour it up and up. Now it's time for the fixer. Yes. Remember, use water. That way, if you manage to clean the remaining chemical residues from your tank, actually any part, you are not going to get your chemicals stale very quickly, not very quickly, like they're going to last a long time, like a couple months, and that's what you want. Okay, last time. Turn. Yes, sir. Again, clean this. Fixer time. So what time is it? It's like, okay, just 10 minutes or so. Wash hands again. For the first minute, I'm going to agitate it. Then I'm going to left it by its own. As you can see the time here, I don't know if you can see or not, but it's like 16 past 8. So agitate for 1 minute. Now I'm closing the video. I'll see you when I finish the fixer process. While closed, I'm going to go get, wait a minute. While closing, I'm gonna go get some drinking water to this. Like half a liter should be fine, and 1 drop of household detergent. Because our running water have a lot of, I don't know, it's like English name, sorry. It's not very clean, so that's why I need to use like drinking water to clean the film in final bath. Then I'm going to put it to the wall, let it dry out, then we are going to scan these negatives. It has well past 10 minutes. I was eating some snacks. Now it's time to see our image. Again. Just clean it with lots of water. I add
prepared also my fresh folder. Now I'm going to open it up. Let's see our image. It should be just a couple frames, nothing much yet. Yep. I can see them. Look. Put it back like this. I'm also going to use this little See that light leak? That happened because of me. I was using a red light, an L light torch on Darkroom. I accidentally opened the back door of the bulk loading machine. That's why this happened. I think yes. As you can see, the leakage got thrown out way to the bracket also. Yeah. Anyways, but it looks fine. It looks totally fine. Now we are going to wait so it got dried up. Well, I'm not able to show you how I scan my negatives since I only have this camera and I use it on my bellow setup to scan these. Yeah, but I'll try to attach some pictures so you can see the setup. This is basically how I scan my negatives. As you can see, this 3D printed 35mm film framing allows me to move the film inside. Let me show you quick. Wait a second. As you can see, these are the images and I can move them. I basically move it into the next frame. Then let me show you. By using this, I take pictures with the shutter release cable. This is basically M39 mount, M42 to Sony E-mount. This is a very old bellow system for macro photography. That's how I scan my negatives. These came in RAW. Then I edit them with with a plugin called Negative Lab Pro in Adobe Lightroom.